Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by my wonderful co-host,
Uncle Red Cup.
Uncle Red Cup. What made you do that? What made you decide to be Uncle Red Cup today?
Because everybody got an uncle that at every family function, you're going to show up with
What
the
a red cup. Okay. I'm not going to ask what's in your red cup, but don't ask what's in the red cup. Okay, we're not going to ask what's in the red cup. All right, well, today's topic is Americans and cannabis and what the polls are saying. What are the American people saying about the legalization of cannabis, and how has it changed from previous polls? And the resources are here, the people are speaking, and we want to hear what they are saying. So we have some information about that. Then we want to talk about Autism Awareness Month this month, as well as this is also Earth Day was yesterday, so happy belated Earth Day. I was Madame Mother Earth for 420 Earth Day, and so we're just excited. All right, so we're excited for that. All right, and so
Earth Day.
Mr. Red Cup,
Earth Day with Uncle Red Cup.
can you tell everyone the outlets to watch the show?
All right, now look, get up off the couch, you start taking a nap, and what you do is you download statusnetwork.net or the Status Network app. All right, then if you want to call in to the show, you got something to say, don't hide behind that Facebook keyboard. Go ahead and call in, 470-251-4647. Make yourself known.
There you go.
All right. Manifest TV, if you're on YouTube, want to watch the replay. All right. ManifestTV.status is going to be Instagram and Facebook. On Periscope and Twitter, it's status_network_.
That's right.
We're on Fire Stick, Roku, Status Network, Manifest TV. Stop hiding, coward.
There you go. All right, so thank you for that, Mr. Red Cup.
Uncle Red Cup. Uncle Red Cup.
Uncle
Red Cup. I always got something to say today.
Okay. Uncle Red Cup. All right, so Uncle Red Cup, let's go over some poetry, because I love poetry. I love cannabis, and I love to celebrate the months that are dear to us. And I know that my favorite poet was Maya Angelou, and she has some great poetry. So we're going to shout her out next week on the show. May she rest in peace. But we have a great poem on cannabis and poetry. So let's get to hear that poetry. We'll be right back.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Mary Jane. also known as cannabis sativa, pot, weed, and hemp. I am what your parents used to place in white sheets of paper. No, not notebook paper, joint paper. Yes, I'm pretty popular. My body can transform into many forms where I am typically the color green, like the Grinch. I am the present hidden under the tree. I bet most of you in this room have tried to make a whore out of me, but I have simply pimped you into choosing my 3 leaves over the Trinity. My scent is a mix of Christmas trees on fire and overcooked over Redenbacher. When most people meet me, they break me into pieces and discard my seeds, laying me to rest in a swish of sweet-colored casket. The flick of a lighter ignites me, conjuring up my spirit to make its way into yours. I am nothing more than commercialized voodoo, and you are my Harry Potters, you know? I'm sort of an activist. Before the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937, I was completely legal. No handcuffs on my buds, no shackles on my stems. Little do these people know how much I can do for those in need of my help. I abolished the pain of HIV and AIDS patients while amplifying the flesh, making every sin you could ever conceive more desirable than the apple dangling like death in the tree in the sight of Eve. Why do you think that every time you take a puff of me, all of a sudden you get greedy like there are hustlers in your stomach? I cause the munchies. Everybody loves the munchies, even though the munchies is just a cute word for gluttony. I am better at feeding you sin than Satan is. Hey, it's also been said that I can help those with glaucoma. Everybody has the right to see, right? Take one hit of me and watch your eyes become x-rays, addressing every person you see, help you rape, fornicate, and sodomize men and women with your blinks. Lust is simply a sin-laced side effect that comes along with me, and it's funny that those that allow lust to take control in the Old Testament got stoned to death. Go figure. That's the reason why your eyes are the color of red rum when you are drunk off me. I am a murderer in disguise, but nobody dies from weed. The leading cause of preventable death in the U.S. is tobacco. Not me, but your idolatry of me is killing you soft and slow like the Fugees on repeat. You consistently esteem me over the author of your breath. You breathe in my satanic love when you are thirsty for comfort and peace. When you are lonely, you let me sing you lullabies with my lies. When you are hurt, you cry while feasting on my pipes and bongs. You and your friends can't seem to see the suicide you commit every time you do a shotgun. Whoa. First of all, it's not that serious. Second of all, if I am legalized, I can save the government up to $10 to $15 billion a year. First of all, it's eternally serious. Second of all, let's do the math. God is eternal, infinite, meaning he never had a beginning, he has no end. There is no number to be ascribed to him. God is holy, man is not. Sin is a direct slap in the face of God in which he created to honor him. Every puff, pass is storing up immeasurable wrath on the head of the transgressor. Hypothetically speaking, let's say every sin costs $1 million. I tend to produce lust, greed, hate, pride, idolatry, laziness, sexual immorality, munchies, gluttony, and every person I come in contact with, literally. That would mean that for every joint, a pipe, a bong smoked, you reckon in $9 million a high. If you just smoke a blunt a day for 365 days, you will end up making $3,285 million in sin a year for every year you are with me against a holy, infinite, and righteous God, in which you will be expected to pay for on Judgment Day. You cannot afford to love me. I was not made for you to replace me with the Creator. I am not God, but didn't God create marijuana? All weed heads are doing are simply just making use of his high in artwork. So we should apply that concept to everything God created. Child molesters shouldn't be penalized because they are simply making use of children through forced intercourse, right? Until the earth is flung through the sky, I will continue to justify my lies by helping you pervert the true purpose of my conception. The truth is, I cannot help you. I cannot cure you. I cannot give you peace and joy. I cannot comfort you. I am only temporary. Can't you see I am as fickle as a schizophrenic therapist? I make you feel good, for 15 to 30 minutes, and then I leave you with the same emotions you had before I came, because I know you will come crawling right back to me. How desperate can you be? I hit you and quit you every time you smoke me. You made me into your master, and you really became my slave. The evidence of your bondage to me is in the cotton growing inside of your mouth every time you kiss me. Don't you see? We are not made for each other. A lot of you know me this way, but not many of you know the real me. This is the real me. This is reality. I am more than Mary Jane. I am the resurrected Jekyll and Hyde, and there are two faces to every eye. I am either extremely evil or wonderfully good, and what is good can seem evil, and what is evil is excellent and looking good. Which side of me you want to believe is for you to choose. Lovers of me may not die from lung disease, but they will all suffocate on deception. This has been a PSA announcement from Mary Jane, and I hope I have officially blown your high.
What's that?
That was all right,
That was all right. What is your deception? What is your perception, not deception? What is your perception of cannabis? Do you look at it as an evil? Do you look at it as a happy place? Do you look at it as important for your health, like I do myself? Do you look at it as a plant that grows like behind us in the wild? What is Americans saying? What did they say about it? Why was it prohibited? And why isn't everything else ostracized like this plant? We have the barley that makes the beer. We have all of this other stuff that's out here that does the same intoxication, but this one is more helpful for the body. This one is two-sided. It's a hemp, non-psychoactive, and it's also a psychoactive in the form of THC. You pick the cannabinoid. You don't have to have a high feeling with it. You can choose which route of administration you want to use it in, and it's all good for the body. What do you think, Mr. Henderson? Mr. Red Cup, Uncle Red Cup.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Uh-oh.
You take one puff, I'm going to take two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, cool beans. Well, let's think about this. Let's hear about what the American people are saying in the polls from the Pew. All right. So let's look at that. So around 9 in 10 Americans say marijuana should be legal for medical or recreational use. According to an October 2022 Pew Research Center survey, an overwhelming majority of U.S. adults, 88%, say either that marijuana should be legal for medical and recreational use, 59%, or that it should be legal for medical use only, so about 30%, and 1 in 10 say the drug should not be legal in any form. These views have held steady since April 2021. Okay. 2, the public support for marijuana legalization differs widely by age, political party, and race and ethnicity. Adults ages 75 and older are far less likely than younger adults to support marijuana legalization for both recreational and medical purposes. According to the October 2022 survey, just 3 in 10 adults 75 and older say marijuana should be legal for recreational and medical use, compared with 53%. And 3, supporters and opponents of marijuana legalization have cited different reasons for their views. According to a Gallup survey conducted in 2019, Americans who favor legalization were most likely to cite 2 reasons as very important: marijuana's perceived medical benefits of 86%, and the idea that legalizing the drug will free up law enforcement to focus on other types of crimes, so 70%. And among Americans who oppose marijuana legalization, 79% said it was very important reason was that it would increase the number of car accidents involving drivers who use marijuana. Around 7 in 10, 69% said a very important reason was the legalization would lead to more people using stronger and more addictive drugs. So Number 4 was the support of marijuana legalization has increased dramatically over the last 2 decades. In addition to asking specifically about the medical and recreational use of the drug, the center previously asked Americans about legalizing marijuana use in general. In 2019, the last time the center asked the question, 2/3 of adults expressed support for marijuana legalization, more than double the share who said they favored legalization in 2000 Gallup survey. And 5, fewer than half of U.S. adults, 46%, say that they have ever used marijuana. So according to the 2021 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, that is lower than the shares who said that they have ever consumed alcohol, which was 78%, or ever used tobacco products at 57%. While many Americans say that they have ever used marijuana, far fewer are current users, according to the same survey. In 2021, 19% of U.S. adults say that they had used marijuana in the past year, while 13% said that they had used it in the past month. And then 6, most Americans support easing penalties for people with marijuana convictions. An October 2021 census survey found 2/3 of adults said that they favor releasing people from prison who have been held for marijuana-related offenses, only including 41% who strongly favor this, and around 6 in 10 adults, 61%, support removing or expunging marijuana-related offenses from people's criminal records. And finally, number 7 says that 21 states and the District of Columbia have legalized small amounts of marijuana for adult recreational use as of April 2023. So according to the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, which is NORML, an advocacy group that tracks state-level legislation on the issue, some 48% of Americans now live in jurisdictions where the recreational marijuana is legal, according to a center analysis of 2022 population estimates from the U.S. Census Bureau. Still earlier this year, voters in Oklahoma rejected a proposal to legalize the drug for recreational purposes. In addition to 21 states and D.C., the U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, and Northern Mariana Islands have passed legislation legalizing marijuana for recreational use. So you hear it, you see 21 states have done their due diligence and made it recreational. I feel personally that it should be legal on a federal level, because people should be able to decide if they want to indulge in what we call medical cannabis or recreational. To me, it's all medical, because everyone has an endocannabinoid system, which when it gets deficient, we allow those cannabinoids to enter the body to supplement the deficiency. If you all have never heard of the endocannabinoid system, a lot of doctors have not. The researcher and the scientist, Mr. McCollum, found the cannabinoids in the research of every living human and animal alive about cannabis and cannabinoids in the body already, called the anandamides and the 2-AG. We learn about this in the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, where doctors are just now, a lot of doctors, not all doctors, learned this in medical school. So certain schools did teach it, certain schools did not teach it. It was fairly brought about in the 80s and in the 60s. So we have to rely on the resources that we have, such as our educational system, to teach what thus says cannabis. It's not just something we made up. This is actually found in chemistry and in scientific measures in the body. And it's found also in breast milk, and it is stored in fat cells. So medically, cannabis is necessary. It is not recreational to me. It's like taking a vitamin B supplement. It's like taking your vitamins when you're deficient in A's, D's, whatever other vitamins that you're deficient in, and it allows your body to become at homeostasis, or use it to utilize what is needed in the body. And as I explained before, the comparison between alcohol and cannabis is, once cannabis is introduced in the body, it is actually stored in the body for up to 30 days. That means it is being utilized and put into action in different receptors, versus alcohol. And alcohol is actually a poison. It is actually used, and it is, your body is trying to eliminate it. That's why the way that it's stored in the body is that you're going to eventually, over a couple amount of time, is going to be eliminated through your urine or out of your body some type of way. So it is not being used like cannabis is. It's not the same. It does, cause the psychoactive or the high feeling, but it is not the same. One is a poison, one is healthy. One actually does some things for the body and one doesn't. So there's a small comparison. And Mr. Henderson, what can I get you to say about this poll and these interesting facts about Americans and cannabis?
Well, Americans 75 and older are the least likely to say marijuana should be legal for recreational use. Mm-hmm. And I would say the reason that is because at 75 years old, mm-hmm. you can remember what marijuana prohibition looked
right.
like. You can remember, the propaganda that was put out.
Yes.
And in some situations, propaganda dies hard. Mm-hmm. Right? It takes mm-hmm. a long time for propaganda to die.
Go away. It does.
U.S. adults, if you look at those stats right there, the percentages who say marijuana should be legal for medical and recreational use, in U.S. adults, you got 59%. Legal for medical use, only 30%. Not legal is 10%. Mm-hmm. Right? But you talking to people that's 75 years and older, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. A lot of the older crowd, they have grandchildren, mm-hmm. if not great-grandchildren, who actually is benefiting from the cannabis. If you want to break it down to an ethnic statistic, white people, 60% say legal for medical and recreational use, legal for medical use only at 29 and not legal at 10. You see the consistency just right there. Mm-hmm. So who or what ethnicity group versus age range would match that statistic? Mm-hmm. U.S. adults, American adults, not legal 10, while the white people say 10. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it stays consistently the same between the ages of 30 to 49. Okay, if you look at whites, you compare it. Whites 18 to 29. You see that 72%. Mm-hmm. More of the younger crowd. Those are going to be the grandchildren and the great grandchildren, right? Who say, okay, that's cool. But go look at the parents. The parents are almost evenly split. Because those grandchildren, their parents would be around the 60s. Mm-hmm. So you say around the 60s, look, it's almost even split, 46 to 40. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying? If you look at the number of black people who say that it should be legal for medical and recreational use, blacks make up 68% of that decision, while for legal for medical use only 24%, but not legal at 6%. Mm-hmm. You see, we think that cannabis should be there, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Even if you look at the age ranges. Look at the age ranges. If you want to break it down to political, mm-hmm. it's all there, right? The conservative groups, 37 to 44, right? If you look at the moderate or the liberal Republicans, 60 to 30. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that makes you ask the question, why is that number so much different, right? Mm-hmm. 60 to 30, you know what that's about. That's all about the money, right? Because the Republican Party is mainly about the money. Mm-hmm. So now there's one statistic that's not there.
Right.
Right? By religious use. See?
Yeah.
How many Christians feel that weed should still be illegal, regardless of the age, right. regardless of the race, regardless of political affiliation? Right.
And that number is what we need to be trying to get.
That number is not there.
It's not here.
That number is not there.
You know?
So even at the liberal line, look at that. 84% of the liberals. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Now people be tripping with these labels that they put on the people, right? Mm-hmm. Liberals, right? Because when you think about liberals, look at what's happening with the transgender and the LGBTQ plus movement.
Okay.
Those are the same people that they call the liberals, the people that support it.
Okay.
They also support cannabis legalization.
Okay.
Right? So if you look at it through the lenses of a Christian, the only people who cool for the majority of that number is gonna be gay people who just want to get high and be pedophiles. See, that's why statistics are good, and these Pew things, they're good. But at the same time, nobody then asks everybody what you think. There's no way that those numbers can add up to be 100. So you have to consider the source of where these polls are being taken. If it's an online survey, of course, it depends on how many people click that clickbait ad to participate in the ad. So we had some people that sent a message and was like, oh, well, these numbers are way, way off. But they did not read where it said that this was an online survey. Where did they get these information from? All right, then that's what I got to say, though.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All right, so we have some other information and some polls information. Most Americans support criminal justice changes for people with marijuana convictions. So there's a strong favor for, getting rid of, removing and releasing people from prison. Why are they in jail? Why is the prison system utilizing those people who want their medication, who are helping other people get access to medication, and they're in jail? That's part of the problem. Jails and prisons are owned by corporations and companies that need those jail cells to be full. So again, it's another business where they're taking away from one business, they're upholding their own businesses. So you have to look at those who are under the guise of business of penitentiaries and jails.
Well, jails ain't gonna have no shortage of people to put in them. What they'll do is redirect the reasons for people being put in them.
That's true. And
the main one that I see that's coming down the line is gonna be disorderly conduct.
And people who utilize cannabis are not disorderly. A person who utilizes cannabis can make sound decisions, sound motions, and they're actually happier. So I want to talk about the Autism Awareness Month real quick and go to this quick clip on how autism and people with autism are benefiting from medical cannabis. This is Autism Awareness Month, and cannabis utilizing in the benefit of medical is being a strong go-to for patients who need cannabis. All right, so we're going to watch this quick video and we'll be right back to answer your questions.
Spectrum disorder, ASD, is a complex neurodevelopmental condition that affects communication, behavior, and social skills. Cannabis, a plant-derived substance containing compounds like CBD and THC, has been increasingly explored as a potential therapy for ASD symptoms. Preliminary research suggests that cannabis may offer relief in areas such as anxiety, irritability, and self-injurious behavior. However, the efficacy and safety of cannabis for ASD are still under investigation. To ensure the best course of treatment, it is crucial to consult with medical professionals and remain informed about the latest research developments in the field of autism and cannabis.
All
What is
right.
complex PTSD? Complex PTSD.
All right, so y'all heard it. All right, there's still studies showing that cannabis is helping with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. So if you need someone to speak to about your autism, or someone you know that has autism, I am available to speak to you about that, as well as any other disorders such as MS and others. I'm Dr. Yolanda Henderson again. If you don't know me, or if this is your first time watching the show, I'm a naturopath registered doctor of holistic health and medical cannabis coaching. I also am trained in acupressure, herbalist, and sexologist. And so for over 7 years, I have provided high quality care for thousands of patients who can attest to focus and diligence and genuine passion for wellness and natural health. So you can call me for an appointment at 1-888-959-2093. I'm at the Holistic Society Health and Wellness Clinic, which we did win. I'm so excited. Best of Georgia 2022. And I am available to be able to assist you and mentor you and guide you through your use of medical cannabis, allowing you to get a medical cannabis card and getting the help that you need. All right. So what is autism? All right. So autism is a lifelong development of disability that affects how a person communicates. Okay, there we go. Disability that affects how a person communicates with and relates to other people. It also affects how they make sense of the world around them. It is a spectrum condition, which means that while all people with autism share certain difficulties, their condition will affect them in different ways. So shouts out and educate yourself on what autism is. A lot of autism or people with autism go unnoticed because a lot of them can look like regular normal people like you and I, and they are suffering because the world around them does not know that they suffer from autism, and they are not diagnosed or told how to cope with autism. All right, and so we are now again providing coaching classes for medical cannabis, and you'll become board certified with the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science and the Gift of Life Community Home, which are our wonderful sponsors. So if you like more information on becoming a student at the school, give us a call at 404-631-6360, and this is an online class, so you do not actually have to be in the class. We do require that you take the medical comprehensive cannabis course, which is online and in person. You do not have to attend every day. There are videos that you watch to become board certified, and you can do your internships in the city that you are in. We will allow you to become trained and certified, and we also have a wonderful graduation that's about to come up. So we're celebrating those graduates this May 20th. For this year, we have the first half of the year graduates and the end of the year graduates in December. And for more information, if you want to attend the graduation, if you want to network with our graduates and find out what they learned, you may come out to this wonderful event. For more information, please give us a call at 404-631-6360. And we're ordering cap and gowns this time. So those who have previously graduated and get a chance to experience the graduation ceremony like this is going to be an epic event, and we are having our stoles made for our students with their names on them, and this is going to be a great event. Now we are hiring in Georgia and in other states. So on-the-job training and food service management, business startup, retail, hospitality, logistics, security, finance, agricultural, hemp, medical, and more. And we're creating entrepreneurs in a city near you for ages 16 to 24, and also for adults ages 55 and older. If you fit one of these criteria and you are displaced and in need of a job, maybe the students are in need of summer jobs and they would like to work with us, we will place them like a placement service to different trainees or trainers within our communities and network. And if you want to become a community partner with us or sponsor with us, please give us a call. We are accepting all businesses as our business members with the Gift of Life Community Home, which is the nonprofit sponsor of this show. And yeah, so we had a great time this past week at the 420 event. It was Free the Plant, sponsored by Peachtree Normal, and there was me and Dean, which was our former agriculture instructor, there at the event. Also, I represented for Mellow Bear Honey, which is a honey company here in the state of Georgia. Shouts out to you guys. And we had a really good time. There's a part of the board, Peachtree Normal, had a great time. There I am. I was considered the Mother Earth. Yeah, I like my hat. The hat lady. So yes, I did my extra due diligence. All right, so what percentage of cannabis products contain lower levels of THC than advertised? A new study reveals that some products labels inflate potency. All right.
Right, now we on to the get down. Cinex, aka Cinex. It's a sativa strain. Look at them buds, look at them buds, look at them buds, look at them buds. The green. All right, now Cinex is a sativa. And it's a popular hybrid marijuana strain made by crossing Cinderella 99 with Vortex. Cinex offers a mixture of flavors ranging from sweet citrusy to an earthy skunk. All right, it's going to smell through the bag. The effects are clear-headed and uplifting, perfect for building a positive mindset and stimulating creative energy. Consumers enjoy Cinex for its ability to improve the mood and is a popular choice for first-time growers. It is a autoflower strain, all right, which means all you got to do is set it and forget it. Drop it in the pot. Six to 8 weeks later, you're going to have something nice on your hands. Now, the effects is energetic, focused, and creative, right? A lot of artists, a lot of musicians, songwriters, poets, all right? They would benefit off of this strain. The flavor profile is citrus, pungent, and spicy, earthy. That's the earthy kind of tone that you're going to get with that there. All right. Now, this particular strain is really good for people with ADD and ADHD. 13% of the people reported helping with ADD, ADHD. All right, if you're a fatigued kind of person, you know, you're tired all the time, 18% of the people reported this strain helped them with fatigue. All right, gave them a little boost of energy. 33% of the people who got involved with this strain reported it helping with their depression. It's a mood uplift thing. It's a sativa, not an indica. Because if it would have been an indica, all those numbers would have been way the other way.
Right.
You got to know what you're smoking.
That's right. Exactly.
And know what Uncle Red Cup drinking.
Yes. All right. So you all be careful about the advice that you get from people who say that they know about medical cannabis. Make sure you're getting reputable information. Ensure that you are going to a school or get the knowledge that is board certified information so that you may be able to distinguish and determine your ratio and how much cannabis your body needs for your health condition. All right. So recreational is always great and it's important, but it's also great to know what works for you and what you need to be able to thrive and succeed in life. So that's another reason, again, why I like the ideal of medical, but I'm also for home grow so that people can grow their own strains and have their own fun being green thumb. If you don't just grow cannabis, if you grow tomatoes, cabbage, collard green, I am for all of that. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show this week, and we have a lot more to talk about with cannabis, so we want you to stay tuned for our show next week, same time and same place. And until then, peace.